Okay, I'm getting ready to put the cradle on. So what you want to do is make sure that you clean all these surfaces really good. All the old gasket, everything off there. Especially on this rear bearing cap where this groove is. There's a couple little voids in there. You want to dig out all that old gasket on both sides. Clean it out with brake cleaner. Of course, you want to do it outside. Brake cleaner you'll be coughing up a lung. But something to get that, clean it out really good, because where you're going to want to put RTV black sealant before you put that gasket on is you're going to want to fill those up, put a little bit there on both sides. Right here where the timing cover meets, you're going to want to put a little bit right there. Again on this side over here. Then of course, right on that ridge right there. So 6 places, 2 there, there, and on the end. Put your gasket down, put your cradle on. You're going to hand tighten all your outside bolts. All these little bolts. You got your 2 Torx here. You're going to hand tighten all them. And then you're going to start torquing. You're going to do the outside first. Torx bolts and these all, basically what your manual says. But let me see, I made a note because I wanted to make sure when I got that RTV on there, I don't what do I got to do? And, I mess up and it's drying in the process. So hand tighten all the outside bolts, install and hand tighten the 2 Torx bolts right there. Tighten the outer bolts on the timing cover, 80 inch-pounds. So these right here are a little bit less, these 5 ones here in the timing cover are a little bit less than the rest of them, because the Torx are 71 inch-pounds, these 2 here. These are 80 inch-pounds, and I gotta look on, and then actually the other ones are 89 inch-pounds. I'll double check, but let me see here. Yeah, 89 inch-pounds. So you got 3 different torque. You got the 5 in the front here, only 80. And of course you got to check your own manual too. 89 here. And then these 2 over here, I believe 71 inch. But yeah, inch-pounds. So make sure you get that right. But again, you want to prep is everything. So clean all them out, clean the pan. I did the same thing over here on the cradle. Clean all these grooves out, clean the bottom of it so it seals really good. Any remainder. Back out your bearing cap, these center pieces here. What I did is I made me a little tool, because when you torque these down, something to that effect, you just put them in there. I back them out, and then when I got it upside down, but for instance, when I set it on the engine, I got these all backed out right now. I don't want them resting on the bearing caps right here. Each one of those rest on the bearing caps. So once I torque the whole outside down, I'm going to get all that done and finished before I even mess with these. So make sure you have them backed off. And then I just made this little tool, like I mentioned. That way, it's not a lot, but when I turn these back down, I don't know offhand what it is, what they are, but I'd have to look. Let me see if I can find it on here. I don't see them. I made a note, and I'd have to check again, but, the 8 inside bolts, well, again, that's the bolts itself, 25 pounds, foot-pounds. That's the bolts that go in there, but I'm talking about the inside threaded inserts that rest on the bearing caps. I got to look at those, but it doesn't matter because you're going to do your whole outside first. And then you're going to turn them down, torque them down. It's not a lot, just to rest them on the bearing caps. You got 2 new washer seals here, pan gasket seals, and then you're going to torque these 8 down in a sequence. There's a sequence where you got to do them too. And then you can put your lower oil pan on. But that's what I'm going to do right now. But like I said, prep is everything. Make sure everything is clean. One more thing I want to make a note of. I put my timing cover on. Had the motor right side up. Put it on. Put my new seal in. When I flipped it over, looking at it and cleaning it and making sure everything's ready to go, I noticed right on the ridge here where the oil timing cover meets, I had like 10 thousandths of a difference. It wasn't flush there with the block. So I undid all, loosened them up, readjusted it because there's a little play there, made sure that it was even, and retorqued them all down, which is like, I believe, 168 inch-pounds. Yeah, 168 inch-pounds. And so I redid that. So yeah, make sure that's flush there. Maybe the gasket would have sealed it, but it didn't feel right. So I readjusted that, torqued it back down. So yeah, we're getting ready. We're signing off.